Have you guys found your lobster?
Yes.
Found our lobster. Where's that from?
That's from Friends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
absolutely.
We are kind of a little story of friends, aren't we? You wrote me a letter, front and back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Remember, people used to send us that GIF all the time.
She wrote me a letter on Paradise season 2, a 5-page letter, and I was like, "It's front and back."
He actually said it out loud.
It was amazing. Yeah.
So yeah, you guys met 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and you have officially announced you're together.
There we have.
And you did it on The Story of Us.
Yes.
So explain what The Story of Us is and why you decided to make a video for it.
So about a year ago, I came up with this concept of a show where I would just tell love stories, because I've always loved chick flicks, and I feel like, especially today, there's not enough romantic stories out there. So I sat down with 8 couples over the fall, and I just went through like how they met, how they started dating, fell in love, got engaged, like all the major steps in a relationship. And I thought, wait a second, this would be the perfect way to announce Jared and I, because our story is so complex and it's so long, and people have watched it but they've only seen certain chapters, and I think if we were to just show those 2 chapters plus whatever you've seen on social media,
Yeah, it wouldn't really make
like,
sense.
how'd that add up? So I wanted to tell the story accurately.
So it already does have hundreds of thousands of views, which is so exciting. So what has people's reactions been? Because they are a little bit confused, like, what? She was crying over this dude 2 summers ago or whatever. So tell me about the reactions.
Oh, the reactions to the video. Yeah, well, you can talk about it.
What do you mean? The reactions are so insane.
They've been overly positive. It's been crazy. I don't think I've ever felt more love from people. It's so sweet.
It's so heartwarming. It's insane. We wish that we could respond to every single person.
Yeah.
We've been overloaded with tweets. Like, we can't even catch up. Like, whenever we have 15 minutes, we'll try to scroll through Twitter, and we'll get really like one sweet message every minute, and
it just means a lot too, because I know how much I'm excited, or how much we're excited about our relationship and where it can go.
Yeah.
And so it's really sweet to know that other people are just as excited.
Yeah.
And so, because it would have been horrible if we were like, "Oh, we're together, guys," and we'd be like, "Boo!" And people were like, "No, this is amazing. We love you guys." And so it makes me very happy. It fills my heart with joy.
Yeah, and you put some thought into it, and did describe your journey, and you guys are a rom-com. It's great.
Kind of. I did tell him. You'll see in the Story of Us. But I tell him, I go, well, I finally got my romantic comedy.
Not the way you wanted, but
Somebody commented that made me very happy, and they said Jared just went Nicholas Sparks on us, and I was like.
So I have to bring it up because it's a headline, but Kevin commented and said sweet words, and so does that mean a lot to you that he publicly, wrote sweet words?
It was very nice when he wrote it under the Instagram, for sure. Yeah. That was
Very mature. Very
class
nice
act.
of him.
Yeah. So let's get back to why you were an idiot. So you said in The Story of Us, I just was an idiot. So you don't have to get too much into the past and the story, but when did you realize I was an idiot and I'm in love with this girl?
October 2015.
I
Yeah.
What?
And then ever since then, it's just been a constant battle within my head of overcoming fears and insecurities and doubts I have, and then just kind of I don't know. It's such a long and convoluted story, but I think for a very long time now, I've always known that there's more to us than just friendship, and I've always been nervous to cross that line. And there was really no ever need to, because we were just so close. And then I got a small glimmer into what my life would be like without Ashley, and it scared the out of me. And so I realized that either I step up and do something, or I could potentially be making the worst mistake of my life. And so it also has given me appreciation, because Ashley could have easily told me it's too late and that it's over. but she didn't.
Well, that's because you're my person.
You're my person.
But I hate when people, tell, you and I, it's all about timing. It's just about timing, but it truly was about timing.
It was about timing?
That's what's crazy.
I was gonna say, I've debated this on my podcast a ton. Is it timing or is it fate or what's up, Because people will always tell you if you're supposed to be with him, he's gonna want to be with you. My mom has always said to me, if he wants to be with you, he will be with you. So I had basically I had 2.5 years where he was saying he didn't want to be with me, but it is all about the timing. So now I believe in timing.
Well, I think it's all about timing, but I think it's also about fighting for what you want. And for a very long time, I was unwilling to fight, and then I think there came a time where I had to step up, and I realized that it's just you fight for the one you want to be with.
Yeah, I think age had something to do with it.
Oh, and that being
well,
said,
also, yeah. Obviously, we're very romanticizing, but realistically as well, I think we talked about the story of us. We're very much the same people we were back in Paradise season 2, but we've also grown. Not only as our relationship has grown, but like individuals, we have grown, and I think we've been able to do that because we've been friends. We see I don't know for me, I don't know for you, but for me, a lot of couples I watch, they are growing as individuals, and it causes conflict within their relationship because they're becoming more independent, they're kind of growing away from the love that they've experienced, and because of that, they end up saying, we need to go our separate ways, where we've always just kind of been growing individually, but in these parallel lines because we weren't together, so we were able to, create this strong bond, but also grow as an individual, and because of that, now we're in such a place that it just feels right.
Yeah, and you're in LA too.
Which works out well, yeah.
yeah.
So,
speaking of my mom, though, my mom always said, even though she does think that if a guy wants anything to do with you, she was always like, I don't understand, Jared. I don't get it. You guys are perfect together.
Mom.
He would come over. He's been over my parents' house a number of times, 5 times. And
her parents are wonderful. They're just wonderful.
And every time, she'd be more and more puzzled why we weren't together.
So, Bachelor in Paradise, I can't believe it already starts in a few weeks. What advice would you give to those who are going in and thinking, oh God, I need to meet this guy, I need to talk to this guy? Kind of just what your experience was, going on that first date, and or you could just give me overall advice for the contestants that go to Bachelor in Paradise.
Jared has good advice for it.
I do?
Yeah, because you talk about it in the Story of Us, how you went in with a certain mindset.
Oh yeah, you got to go in this is such a cliche, but with an open heart and an open mind. I remember I went into my first season in Paradise thinking, I'm gonna get engaged by the end of this thing. This is gonna work for me, because I was just coming off Caitlin's season where I realized, wow, real feelings can develop here.
Jared was there for the right reasons.
I know. And then I ended up meeting the love of my life on that show, so it worked out well. But just go in and have fun and don't have high expectations. Go in, just enjoy the experience and let the chips fall where they may, because that's how relationships form and that's how love develops anyway. It's just kind of letting it happen naturally, but also fighting for what you want. It's a fine line that's very hard to navigate, but it's really what you have to do, because if you do go over the top and you're too, persistent, well, hey, but it can scare people away, especially in that environment. So you really have to go in and be honest, vocalize how you feel, go after the things you want, but also try not to go crazy and lose your mind, because that's when, everything just starts you can speak upon this, everything, it's just your mind is so cluttered because you're so overwhelmed with the moment, because you're no, I need this one person. And it's okay, you should fight for them, but
nothing.
It's truly different in The Bachelor or dating in real life, because you are put in an environment where you're constantly surrounded by your love interest. You can't get away from them, and it's awkward. If it's not working out for you, it can be so awkward.
Yeah.
I think Carly and Evan have the perfect love story from Paradise.
They do have a great love story.
Okay, so lastly, the Bachelor producers now we knew it all along, like it was totally us, like we saw this coming.
They
We're
are.
shocked.
Some are shocked. Todd texted me yesterday. He was
Todd
like,
just texted me again. He's like so angry we haven't called him yet.
I know. He's like, I am so pissed at you because we didn't tell a lot of people. But no, like a lot of the producers have reached out and just said the most endearing and sweetest things, and
They were there for the journey.
yeah. And honestly, it's so weird to say because they are producers, but
They're friends.
they are friends. You know, they went through this experience with us, and it's so interesting. I just have an appreciation for everybody in my life over the past few years.
we love
like
them
not
so
only
much.
producers, but my friends back home, our friends here, our friends in Bachelor family. It's just they've been through it all. And specifically production, yeah, they've been reaching out. They're so sweet, so they're awesome. They've been so supportive. Chris Harrison posted a picture.
Can you believe Chris Harrison posted a picture?
Harrison posted a picture of us and was like, "I'm Chris Harrison. I approve this message." And it was like,
my God.
Harrison, God.
What was awesome is what our cast producer on Bachelor in Paradise 2, so our first season.
Yes, yeah, Namias.
We shared a cast producer. Cast producers are interesting because they're not exclusive to you. They'll go and interview anybody in the cast, but they definitely pair you up with the person that you have the best connection with.
Yeah, she paired us up.
So she was with him and she was with me. She went to both of our hometowns to record our packages, and she told me right before, she's like, I'm going to a guy's hometown right after this trip, and I think he might be the one that you're going to be into. And she tried for it to happen, like all Paradise.
Well,
too,
I remember she talked to me before Paradise season 2, and she was just like randomly, she was like, we were kind of talking about friends, and she was like, what is your thoughts about virginity? And I was like, I'd be fine with it. Like, she was like, would you date someone that's a virgin? I was like, yeah, of course I would. Then now, obviously, looking hindsight back on it,
Yeah.
she's obviously specifically being like, all right, I need to gather some information for Ashley here. Is he going to be cool with this? He's not going to be cool with it?
She was freaking out yesterday.
Yeah, we got to call her.